But it actually really aligns with the way that we want to be utilizing social media as the tool that it is, because it's such a powerful platform. If you're doing Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever the case may be, it's super powerful because you have the ability to reach way more people than you ever would in the real world sitting in your home. And if you're doing it from a standpoint of servant, from influencing, from really just trying to genuinely help other people and not trying to make a transaction, you will be blown away by what you are capable of building using your phone and your keyboard. And this goes for people who have never ever used Facebook, Instagram, anything like that before. It's something very teachable. And I love talking about this because it's something that when I'll give you a little bit of backstory about, when was it, 2012? You did not want to be my Facebook friend in 2012. I was psychotic. I judged everyone, the pyramid scheme. Someone messaged me, I'd screenshot and blast them. Like, I was negative Nancy. I really gave no value to anyone. And then I went and I deleted just about every friend I had on Facebook because I was so tired of seeing happy people that it left me with about 38 friends. And then I lost some weight doing this home workout program, and someone convinced me that I can make money by talking about that. So I was like, okay, cool. So that's what I'll do. And then I was like, oh, you have 38 Facebook friends and you live in a town where you don't know anyone. So what did I have to do? I had to completely start from nothing in early 2014 and build a Facebook following. I picked Facebook because it was just the only thing I really knew at the time. I don't even know if Instagram was out, but I'm telling you that, guys, not because it's going to take you 4 years to build your business using social media. I'm telling you because we all start very, very little when it comes to social media. We all start with 0 friends on Facebook and then we grow from there. So the intent of this call, I'm going to be sharing 2 different things here. I want to cover social media from an attraction marketing, a brand, if you want, more of our Prüvit brand, but how we're integrating our Prüvit brand and community within who we are, because we are all Prüvit. I'm not necessarily going to do a lot of, I want you to figure out how you can market yourself specifically because people want to buy from only you and no one else. The thing is, like, you're awesome as you are. What I'm going to do is help you highlight a lot of what those things are that you may not know exactly where to start with what you share, and how we're going to integrate Prüvit within this. So it's not transactional. It can be attraction marketing, and it's not going to be super spammy where people are going to unfollow you. And then my second goal of this is literally just teach you a lot of the technical things that are going on in Facebook and Instagram right now, because you may not have even heard of the word algorithm before, but it's actually just this like mystery machine that's dictating what our posts, I know, Victoria, I'm with you. It's dictating our posts being put in front of other people, and it's going 24 hours a day. And so if you want to get stronger with utilizing social media, some of these tips that you're going to pick up from this are going to work, and literally you start implementing them and using them every single day, even just in little increments. It's something that at the end of 7 days, at the end of 14, at the end of 30 days, you're going to look back and you're going to start to see that things are shifting using some of these tricks or technical tools, I guess is what we'll call it. Okay, so everyone's good. We're all ready? Pens and papers. Okay, cool. So I wanted to start off a little bit with, when I just mentioned that my backstory, I was like, okay, so I had no Facebook friends and I needed to figure out how I was going to utilize Facebook to build a business, because where I lived, I was a full-time working mom. I belonged to 0 actual social groups because I had no friends and I had no time, and I had a little baby, and I could have joined all those mom groups and, and met up with them at Barnes and Noble and sat in a circle. But truthfully, that wasn't really my thing. I tried doing it. It wasn't for me. So, when I came into this, I kind of evaluated who I was, and I'm like, what are the things that make me tick? What are the things that I like? What are the things I don't like? What are things that if I scroll past it, I'm like, oh God, that's terrible. Why am I seeing this? And what are the things that when I scroll past it, it inspires me, it educates me, it excites me. And so for me, I literally got a pen and paper out and I started working on this. And this was right around the time that Pinterest came out. Who's familiar with Pinterest? Okay. Majority of us. So if you're not familiar with Pinterest, just in case, Pinterest is a site. It's literally pinterest.com. where you can go and create your own like boards that you would literally physically pin something to, like a bulletin board basically. And you can create a bunch of different boards about different things that you're interested in. And then as you're scrolling on Pinterest and you keyword search and like keto meals, cool, you can pin something to that board for yourself to refer back to later. It's cool because it's social. So you can share it. Other people that follow you on Pinterest will see these things. So if someone were to scroll my account, it would be boy mom stuff. It would be super sarcastic, silly humor. It would be at one point like wine things, like wine humor. It would be, you know, foodie because I love eating. It would be, let's see what else. I'm trying to think of what else I am. It's kind of funny at this point. Like a lot of inspirational quotes. Some like fall fashion, like I'm all about go to Target, get the jeans, get the very like one color shirt, the big scarf, like the little booties. I'm as basic as can be. Like all those kind of things are who I am. The thing is though, is if you're following other people and you're trying to get inspiration from other people by what they're posting and you're not double checking that what those things are align with who you actually are and you try posting them, people can see it. People are confused. It doesn't make any sense. So when I was starting up with Facebook, Pinterest to me literally inspired me to figure out, okay, what can I start posting about consistently? Like I'm not that like I need a schedule and a blueprint and I need to pre-write my posts. I don't pre-write a thing because I feel like I can't. I feel like it has to come from within me, but there are certain things that I know I'm gonna touch on pretty consistently. And so if you were to go to my Facebook and scroll it, you're gonna see a variety of different things. They're typically not going to veer away from the fact that I'm a mom, you can tell. The fact that at one time I did have a drinking problem or a wine love that now I'm sober. So I'll share about that time to time. I share food. I share funny things that come up. If I see a funny meme, like the one I put up of Kylie Jenner's face with the filter coming off yesterday, like that one was hilarious. And literally I saw it and I died laughing. So I posted it. And I posted it, and the people who get me, the people that follow me, because of all these consistent things I've been doing for so long, tons of engagement, tons of shares. Do I have the moms that are sitting around in a Barnes and Noble circle who may not think that's funny whatsoever? Are they sharing it? No, because they don't follow me. And you know what? That's fantastic, because that's not those aren't the people that I can really relate to. Just because we have a kid doesn't necessarily mean that we would get along, and that's completely okay. And I'm not knocking anyone, by the way. I'm just giving like examples of how it can be okay to not speak to every single person, but still be speaking volumes to the people who fall into your niche or fall into your attraction. So the Pinterest board is something I would definitely recommend for you. Get out a pen and paper, write your name at the top of it at some point. This is your assignment after this. And then what are your Pinterest boards? You can literally look at your actual Pinterest boards if you want, or you can get really deep and think about the things that give you value, that you really like finding. If it's travel, I mean, there's so many different things, guys, like gardening, traveling. If you're a vegan, if you go to CrossFit, like if you are a sports fanatic, what are the things that you care about? When you get your list of the things that you care about, this is the list of things, guys, that you can feel free to share on social media, make it fun. Yeah, Jessica's avocados. Listen, this is a thing, okay? People know her for sharing avocado things. Like, you can create this for yourself, and it's pretty cool. There's a lot of control that you can have on social media, especially when we're using some of the tips that I'm gonna share. But so that Pinterest board is gonna be your first step in figuring out who the heck you are, because you wanna share things that aren't only Prüvit. So now let me explain this. Prüvit is incredible, guys. Ketones, there is nothing better on the planet than ketones. The experience I've gotten from it is wildly life-changing for me. And it is for everyone in our team, everyone in our organization. We understand, we get the culture, we get the community. When something goes on sale, we are amped up, excited to see that sale flyer in our pulse. When you save the sale flyer in your pulse and then you post it on Facebook, you've alienated everyone else who does not care about that sale flyer. They do not want to see that. I'm just gonna tough love in that area here. sharing things directly from our posts, like that have dollar amounts on them, anything that looks like we are trying to sell something, it's okay, because I've done it. And I've even done it recently in a quick, like I didn't have time to make the like a little thing for a sale. So I was like, sale flyer, post it. And I had 0 likes. No one liked it. That's pretty hard to do when you've been working on social media for a very long time. Like, I'm telling you, it's just a fact. So if you're able to figure out now what your story with ketones is, and I think today's what we're all going to be posting our story, I think that this is a great time to start. Write out that story, share that post. You can be vulnerable, and the people that love you already and follow you are going to be really, really grateful that you were. They will comment because they love you. It will get more eyes on your Facebook page. Like, there's just no way around it, because of the way that the algorithm's set up. It's sharing your stuff so other people can see it, the more that you have engagement on there. So figuring out what your keto story is, and then writing it out and figuring out how you can breadcrumb and just put parts and pieces of this story in your life on your social media over a couple weeks at a time. And then just keep repeating it. You don't have to copy and paste the same post over and over again, but you could talk about how incredible your sleep is every 3 weeks. You can talk about what it's done for your skin every 2 or 3 weeks. You could talk about if you've, lost fat, if your body composition has changed, if your mood is better, if your anxiety is better, if you are, your muscles are crazy, like XYZ. All these things can be shared. What you're doing is just peppering it within your Pinterest board stuff. That's all it is. It's literally that easy. So when we are, yes, good call, Heather. We're going to be tagging Prüvit and hashtagging my Prüvit story in the post, but you guys can just check the app for that. But yeah, like, if you keep it that simple, this will build itself. There are a couple technical things that are pretty important, which we'll get into. But outside of that, figuring out who you are, use the Pinterest board mentality, and then just being very intentional that when you do share about keto, that it's not going to be super spammy and salesy, but it's going to be from an inspirational or a storytelling standpoint. You can't really go wrong. So what storytelling means, because I've had someone ask me if that means I'm making up stories and posting them. It does not mean that. It definitely means that the way I'm sharing a specific experience with whatever benefit, I'm bringing someone through that story. So I take them back a little bit. I talk about where I was. I could do that in a sentence or two. Then I tell them about when I found ketones, what I started to notice when I started drinking them, how they were touching that benefit, and what my continued experience has been. And it makes me feel X, Y, Z. And what I have found is other people who are looking for this as well have been getting the same benefits. And it makes me feel so grateful that I was able to find that. Like, that's a story. Someone is on board for that story, okay? And if you have to listen to that part again, listen to it again. Because if you look at my posts, and I just say if you look at anyone who has a social media following, that's really been, you can tell that they've done something to make it that way. 99% of their posts, unless they have purchased all of the likes, purchased all the follows, and they don't have actual engagement on their posts. If you look at everyone else's posts, you could see they're taking you along on something. They're kind of framing it at some time frame, at some point. They're throwing in some feelings. They're tying it all together. They're giving it to you. And if you're doing this with an image, again, like I share pictures of me holding ketones. I don't always, though. I can share a picture of me talking about how this has drastically improved my ability to function at home with my husband and son, and it could be a picture of me and my kid. It could be a picture of a pile of folded laundry. Like, it can literally be anything as long as it kind of ties into the message that you're trying to get through your story. It definitely does not have to be a packet of Max. And that's where it just falls into one of those things. And we do it because we love this product so, so much. And we love this company and this opportunity so much. People don't understand it, though. So even though we feel like we're kind of on board with sharing something, if we're doing it in a salesy manner, it just becomes that white noise. Like, we know it. You can scroll Facebook and you can go and the people that are selling skincare, and the people that are selling, the hair stuff and the shampoo and the leggings and all this stuff. Like, and I'm not saying anything negative about them. I want everyone to have success in whatever it is that lights them up. what I don't want as someone that just wants to scroll in my bed for 15 minutes before I fall asleep is I don't want to feel like I'm getting things shoved down my throat, because that's what made me crazy to begin with before I was in a better place to actually utilize social media. So if you turn your post into something that's inspiring or entertaining them, that's why I go to a lot of internet memes and funny, silly things, because like, that's me. I think that shit's hilarious. So like, I will follow those people, and I've purchased things from these people because of that. So just think about what you get value out of and why you're getting value out of it. You're able to provide that to other people, and it's pretty cool. Okay, let me see here if I went through here. But yeah, so I think if you need to write on a Post-it something to put in front of yourself before you're going to post, or save it somewhere, people are going on social media because they want to be entertained, they want to be inspired, or they want to be educated. There's not much else, or at least the people that we want to deal with. You know, if people want to go on just to like spit political views, like, I don't want those people as Facebook friends. When I see those people are my Facebook friends, I unfriend them, because I'm just like, that's just me. I'm like, I don't need that in my life whatsoever. Because yeah, if I ask them what they know about ketones or ketosis, I don't even want to know what they're going to tell me, because they're disgruntled. They got chips on their shoulder. When they come around, the universe will bring them back to me. Like, that's just how that works. That's how I feel about that. Okay. So does that help with how you're going to develop content, if you want to call it? But I almost want to say don't call it content, because I don't want you to overthink it. Okay. So regarding how, now for the record, guys, this is going to apply to Instagram too. Now, I know we have a lot of people on this call who are just trying to figure out in general how the hell to use Facebook, right? Let alone another social media platform. And I get it. I'll give you a little bit of backstory. Until about I don't even want to say 6 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, Instagram was my guilty pleasure. I just went there because that was the place I could just follow all the funny things. And I was like, I'm not selling things. I'm not doing ketones on Instagram. It's too much. I don't understand it. It's this other beast. And then when the Facebook algorithm changed, which I'm going to get into this real quick with you, and I found out Facebook and Instagram were owned by the same entity, and the Instagram algorithm is pretty similar to Facebook right now, and they both have really powerful tools to them. I was like, it's worth it to find out what this Instagram thing is about. Honestly, more than anything, because in what I've done, and this is because I'm a student in social media, guys, like I want to get better at it. And that's how I got good at this to begin with. I went crazy on YouTube. I went Googling. I was like, I'm going to figure out everything I need to figure out about Facebook and how to use this, down to how do I make myself not a D-bag when I'm sharing things on social media, to how do I physically make my post go in front of more people. So I got researching. So I did the same thing with Instagram a couple months ago, because I was like, I got to figure this out, because I feel like I'm missing something. Like, I already am using Facebook, and from what I'm understanding, it's not drastically different. There's just a couple other things that I need to learn over on Instagram. So I'm going to share Facebook and Instagram hacks here. Very technical stuff. So I want to start off by saying, with your Facebook, now, if your intent is to use Facebook for building your organization with Prüvit, if it be customers, if it be promoters, attraction marketing, point blank, you want to turn your Facebook page to public. You just do. Okay. So there are different privacy settings. I'm not going to break down all of them right now. There are different privacy settings where you can still label people as close friends. You can have, guys, you can't see half of my photo albums. Thank God. Okay. I have my photo albums, majority of them set to private. Y'all don't need to know what I used to be like, but like my family and friends, they see all the pictures from when I was pregnant and looked like a manatee standing up. Like, the rest of the world doesn't need to see the things I don't want them to see. But what I do want is everyone to see the posts that I'm intentionally wanting to be public. So when you set your profile as public, you then are able to control the things that you don't want people to see. But when you have your pages private and only people who are friends with you can access anything, you're cutting yourself off at the legs, because Facebook is like this super nosy machine. And the great thing about it is people that aren't your friends can watch and watch and watch and then finally reach out to you and you're like, I have no idea where you came from. And they're like, oh, actually, I know it's because Alexis commented on your meme with the eggplant, and I just went and I was looking at your thing and it was super funny. So I started scrolling down and I saw this other thing that you were talking about with better energy. And like, what is that? Like, that's how this works all day long when your Facebook page is public. So now I'm also going to tell you, being resourceful is going to save you a world of trouble. If you're not sure how to get that privacy going, Google Facebook privacies. How do I hide pictures on Facebook from people? Like, figure it out, because it's all out there. And that's a whole other thing for me to teach. I'm not going to do that right now. But so you're going to want to make sure your profile is public. So now we figured out how and what we're going to post, and we're going to get technical right now regarding Facebook, and then I'll shift over to Instagram, and then we're probably going to end it because it's going to be pretty easy. So I watched a really, really good video that helped me a lot because the new algorithm changed. So when I reference this algorithm, what that means is your profile has an actual score assigned to it. And that score goes up and it goes down, and it's based off a couple of things. So the way it used to be based off of is Facebook, when they developed Facebook Business, which means all those like pages that have shop now, and then you click it and now you can buy things. Facebook was making a gabillion dollars using that. And they still are. However, what they found was that 90% of the people that are utilizing Facebook every day are not people selling things, and they stopped wanting to use Facebook because they felt like things were being shoved in their throat all day long. So what I was teaching is how to treat your personal Facebook page as a business page, basically, and get your stuff in front of more people. But then they changed the algorithm, which means that if you are still utilizing your personal Facebook in that manner, Facebook literally is like, sorry, like we're not going to do this anymore, because now you're just being super spammy and you're not giving us money and we're on to you. So instead, they changed their algorithm and brought Facebook back to what it was intended for, which is truly connecting and friendships. And guys, this aligns with everything that we should be doing anyway. Like, this makes life so much easier, truthfully. It's so many less steps. Like, if you were on the last time I did a social media call, I trained you on how you can keep a post alive for days. You want to not reply to any of those comments for like 6-8 hours. Don't do anything. And then it feels like a job for the next 6 days. You're commenting and replying to people. And then if you forget, you're like, oh, do I bring it back? This is very different. You're going to be able to utilize some of those things. But what Facebook has done is they've shifted everything over now to utilizing the friends that you have and the new connections you're making being genuine friendships or genuine connections. Otherwise, if you are just hoarding Facebook friends, or if you have a bunch of Facebook friends that you're not engaging with, or they're not engaging with your stuff, aka because it's really spammy, they're going to stop showing your posts to people. So we'll start off with your friends list. There is a myth that you used to have to have 5,000 Facebook friends to be legitimate for them to show your things to someone. I don't even think that was ever necessarily true, but it couldn't be further than the truth now. They want your friends that you're friends with on Facebook to be your actual friends. And the only way that they're going to know that is if we're engaging with our Facebook friends. So what does this mean? This means that if you collected every possible person that you can think of, and they don't even align with anything of what your personality is really like or anything like that, but they're just sitting in your friends list, this is the time that you can decide by going through your friends list, do I actually want to be friends with this person? And if not, just unfriend them. And that's going to be hard for a lot of people. And unfortunately, the way I've been doing this, the easiest way is I went through the people I went to high school with, like in your friends, it'll show you college, high school, birthdays, places you've worked, and I just click and it shows me all the friends that fall in that category, and I just scroll. I'm like, nope, unfriend, nope, unfriend, nope, unfriend. And I popped off like 400 friends in 3 days just from doing that, because there are people that I just collected when it made sense to collect friends. It just doesn't anymore. So it's really the quality of the people that you're friends with versus the quantity. And so the other thing that you're able to do is you are going to be going through now the friends that you have. And same thing, if you guys get a lot of friends requests, I don't know if you guys get a lot of friend requests or not, but if you do, we used to just confirm, yep, boop, 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 we're all friends now. You can still do that if you want, but go and shoot them a message afterwards and be like, hey, this is my go-to. When people send me a message or someone accepts my friend request, I'm like, hey girl, what's up? Happy to connect. Or no, hey girl, happy to connect. What's up? I end it with the question, what's up? 50% of the people respond and now we're Facebook friends, like actually, and we engage, or they never respond and then I unfriend them within 7 days. Like I literally keep a list because having them there for no reason, it does nothing. It actually weighs my profile down in the EdgeRank score. Because that algorithm, it's going to be weighted by the percentage of valuable friends that you have on Facebook. So shooting people that message, even if you're already Facebook friends, but you've never spoken before, make it one of your DMOs that you're going to message 20 of those people. It doesn't have to be about ketones either. Literally just shoot them a message. Hey, what's going on? Like, I know that sounds bizarre, but like you're doing it for a purpose. People will either respond to you, they won't respond to you, or they're going to get creepy and start scrolling on your Facebook anyway. So it's going to serve a purpose. And then if you, sorry, I'm trying to, okay. Can everyone like see me clearly? Am I good? Okay, cool. So, I got off track. So you are going to want to kind of sift and sort through who you have in your friends list already. And then from there, figure out who you want to hang on to, who you're good with letting go, and then starting to determine who you want to work with. Now, there are things called friends lists in Facebook, and I can at some point do another video on that, but I would even YouTube video search how to create friends lists. What I would do with that, guys, you can literally go to someone's profile and there's an option where you can add them to a list. And then from that list, like that list can literally be people like, you can add 50 people to it because you realize you're friends with them and you've never talked to them before. Make that your March new friend list. So you're going to be very intentional of going messaging those people. Another thing that you can do every single day on our Facebook. Oh yeah, Megan, then the creepy mem requests, I get them too. I just don't accept them. I literally just deny, like, not my thing. Like if I were a creepy man trying to attract other creepy men and that'd be my market, I'd be all about it. But you know, they don't make me feel safe. So I unfriend them. But so what else you can do to get this percentage of engagement up is every single day it's someone's birthday on Facebook, go to that area. Don't post on their Facebook page because odds are they're not going to see it, but it's more than that. We want to get in there and shoot them a message. So you're going to shoot them a message, and I would not just do, hey girl, happy birthday, or, you know, you can sing to them, you could do whatever you want. I personally, I don't sing to them. I just send them a message and I say, hey, happy birthday. I hope you're having an awesome day. What do you have planned for later? Like, I want to just start shooting it with them because a lot of the people I'm doing, I've never spoken to before. Some of them I have had conversations with them already, and I'm just like, dude, that was 7 years ago and we've been Facebook friends this whole time. So then what it's also doing is going to start putting your posts in front of these people because Facebook is now seeing that connection. Two people are chatting back and forth, like you can guarantee your stuff is going to be put in front of them. So yeah, remove anyone after 7 days of accepting their friend request or they've accepted yours and they're not communicating back and forth in Messenger. I say that with, you can attempt to go and comment and engage on their posts if you would like, but the Messenger portion seems to be the thing that's holding the most weight in terms of the Facebook algorithm right now, because if you think about it, that really does connect who's actually friends. And I do know Facebook uses their Messenger app for a ton of target marketing anyway. So even though I don't love that I have a tracking device in my phone, basically when I walk into a store and then I get Ann Taylor Loft ads in the next day, I'm like, how do they know? They know because of the Messenger app, just so everyone's aware. Like that's how you're getting all those ads. It's creepy, but at the same time, it is what it is. But so that's why the Messenger app, guys, is going to be so valuable to you with this Facebook algorithm. So reaching out, having connections, remove them if there's just nothing. If they're not replying to your comments, they're not replying to your messages, they're gone. You are going to remove people that you have never and will never connect with. So you're just going to clean up your friends list. Just consider it correcting it. And yeah, does that make sense, everyone? We good? Okay. So now engagement, this is something that I just started to touch on, but there are 3 different areas that Facebook is looking to right now for the algorithm to feed your posts in front of other people. I just want to ask really quick if everyone's okay. We're obviously going beyond 30 minutes. Are you guys okay with me continuing? Okay. If not, we will pulse out the recording if anyone has to leave. But so 3 different areas of Facebook that you're going to utilize for the algorithm right now. And in order of importance, it's going to be Messenger, the comments, and then stories. So Messenger and stories kind of tie together, and I will explain that. But Messenger, like I said, is the most valuable weight for the Facebook algorithm right now, again, because it really does actually reinforce connections. And on top of it, I know that's why Facebook is pushing it, because it's also getting people more targeted ads to them. But you can actually grow very authentic, real friendships using Facebook Messenger for the exact things that I just shared about. But now there's this little feature called stories. And I'm assuming, have you guys seen that in the Messenger app? The little bubbles up top, it's got everyone's face. And then if you go to my Facebook page, I'm pretty sure it's got my little bubble around my picture or something. And then you can click it and it's going to show like 8 different things that are going on. So the stories feature, the reason that's cool is because on Facebook, now when you post, I'm going to get into that posting a little bit here. When you post, you're really going to want to post 1 to 3 times a day at max. But you can post over and over and over again, like keto things, family things, whatever your actual life is, in stories. And it's completely acceptable. And that's the place people actually go to see that stuff. But if you were to post 8 times on your newsfeed, the algorithm won't even show it to people, because you're basically competing with yourself. And 2, it's just obnoxious. And your Facebook friends don't want to see that because they just want to scroll. So in Messenger, utilize the things that they've put in there. So GIFs are in there. If you don't know what a GIF is, it's a tiny little short animated video that you could click to reply to people with. It's super fun. And I will tell you this, like, I didn't realize, because I've been GIFing ever since that came out, because I think it's hilarious. The algorithm actually really likes the GIFs, because it's something that they've given to us. And it's like the people that are using them more versus people that never use them, their stuff literally gets put up on news feeds more. Like, there's so many things to this. They just want us to utilize all the things that they've given us. So the ones that are getting more exposure. And it's fun because a lot of times, like when you're in a conversation with someone about ketones and then you send them the campfire video and they fall off the planet and ultimately disappear forever, what you can actually do is send them a GIF, just like the next week later, the next day, whatever. Send them a funny GIF. Like, literally, what are they going to say? Like, either they're going to ignore you, which odds are they probably won't, or they're going to be like, oh my God, I never wrote you back. Sorry about that. My kid called, or whatever the case may be. But the GIFs are like really awesome, like awkward breakers. And I use them all the time, especially when people don't reply to me. I use that little George Clooney one where he's like peeking up over a bush. Like, people think it's hilarious. I'm like, all right. But that works a ton. So the comments, you are going to want to be very intentionally commenting to people. And so what that means, there used to be a thing where if you just go and you like everyone, that actually used to help your algorithm. It doesn't anymore, because there's bots and apps that people can buy to do that. So Facebook got onto that and they're like, okay, so someone just going and liking everything is not doing anything. It doesn't even guarantee that's a real person. So you now are able to share an emotion. You can share whatever emotion makes sense and then write them a comment. It doesn't have to be a book. It can be an emoji if you want. But Facebook literally is getting down to the point where they're actually monitoring the amount of time that you're on someone's post. So if you're just like 1 second, boop, 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 they're not even considering that a connection whatsoever. If you take 2 seconds, 5 seconds and engage with that person like an actual human, Facebook's like, oh, they're cool with each other. Let's show Katie's stuff to Heather. Like, it's crazy. So they are being monitored. So share an emotion with it. Give a comment that does add value. It doesn't have to be anything insane. It can be a sentence, but just think about it in your head. Another thing you could write on a Post-it, which aligns with everything that we think anyway. But the more that you give, the more that you're going to get in terms of the Facebook algorithm. That's just a fact. So the better of a Facebook friend you are making genuine connections, the more your stuff is going to be put in front of your actual Facebook friends, especially the ones that you've created genuine connections with anyway. So then the stories feature, when you're sharing things to your story, it actually links up with Messenger. Like, it is part of the Messenger. So if you go and you take time going through your stories for 5 minutes a day, all the stories are up there. You can reply to those with the little emoji, because when you click it, it'll give you on the bottom a little emoji. Rebecca Weiner, we were talking about that because she does that. Like, she's hilarious. Her stories are so funny, and I always laugh. But it's like we're in a constant, she's on top of my post. She's in my feed all the time. She's in my stories all the time because I do funny emojis, like laughing at the stuff she's posting. But so are the people that follow her. So it's like people that are following you, if you're just adding things consistently to the stories, people are going to actually respond back to that with an emoji. And then Facebook's like, oh, they're cool. And it can actually encourage conversations. So it's cool. I like that the stories are tied in with the messenger, because it's like this like sneak attack at messaging people sometimes if you're not really sure what you would ever send to them to make a connection. Because like I said, I'm like, yeah, just send someone a, hey, what's up, girl? Like, it's weird. I get it. Like majority of the time I just do it anyway, but those this reacting to stories can kind of bridge that awkwardness. So now we want to be not careful, but specific with the way that we're posting now too, with this algorithm change. It does say 1 to 3 posts a day maximum. Truthfully, I would even say like 1 post a day is okay, 1 to 2 a day. There is a rule in the timing of posts. There has to be a minimum of 3 hours between the posts that you post. Otherwise, they're basically competing with each other in terms of the algorithm. So Facebook just won't even mess with it. But when we post, it's funny because how we just went through this Pinterest board and the blueprint of what you can post. The kind of rule of thumb here is you're going to be sharing on Facebook, but you're selling in your stories. So where we used to be very intentional of like, sale on Blue Ocean, guys, who wants it? And a post to me, and then it's got my link in the comments. I do that now and I keep trying it. I do it now and I get nothing. Like literally it's not going to anyone. Like it's not one of those things that like, maybe I just need to work at it. No, those days are over. So what we want to do is we're going to share, we're going to create value for other people on our Facebook, in our stories. That's where like lay it on them. Like it's cool. Share yourself drinking your ketones, share what you're eating, share the crazy mess that your son made, do all the things. And then when Blue Ocean is on sale, boom, like in their face, holy hell, Blue Ocean's on sale. Oh my God, box of 20, who's getting it? Like, who needs blah, blah, blah. Like that's where we can do the selling, and it's completely fine because people even just have that click mentality where it's like in their brain, they see it, but they don't have to engage if they don't want. It doesn't feel like it's like in their face because it's part of the story. But the people that want to see it are very, very excited to see it. So we did the 3-hour rule, the 2 times a day is usually pretty good. Facebook actually really likes now posts that are more of just text. So it used to be a lot more video, but if you go back and you actually think about engagement and like we're talking to our friends and family and people that we actually have connections with, if you're putting up things that are text, and the rule for that is 85 characters or less. If you're asking questions, if you're asking for an opinion or feedback, like you can put a picture with it if you want, but it doesn't, they're okay with like the big, long, heartfelt posts if it's something that's going to actually encourage engagement, which means it has to tell a story and it has to give value to people. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. Otherwise, if you do shorter posts, 85 characters or less, and you ask for a feed and you ask for an opinion, like I did that thing about Bitcoin the other day. Guys don't care about Bitcoin, but I was like, I'm curious what all the people that know about Bitcoin, what they know about it. That thing is still popping up on my news feed. And it's because you're asking for engagement. You're giving people, a reason to be heard, and people really, really like to be heard. So engagement posts are really good, ones that have just text. Facebook Lives are going to be, as always, guys, and I know we all know, and some of us just don't want to do Facebook Live, and that's completely fine, except I'm just going to tell you Facebook Live is like super high up in things that matter in Facebook land right now. They just are. And it's kind of one of those things, by the way, if you're utilizing all of these technical things, your Facebook is going to get more eyes on it. There's no way around it. So like your lives, if maybe you don't like doing lives because you've done it and the highest amount of viewers at one time were 8 people and one was your grandma, like, and so you feel like no one cares. I'm going to tell you, if you continue to do this, you will have more views. So Facebook Lives are cool because if you get in the habit of being consistent at the time that you're going to do them and the day that you're going to do them, Facebook will catch on to that. The algorithm will start to feed it to more people because you're consistent. You are adding value, and you are becoming someone that Facebook can count on. So you will see that the amount of views will start to go up. You'll see that you'll get more engagement because more people will physically be seeing it. But so ultimately, consistency is going to be the trick to pulling all this together, because I'm going to tell you, like, the following I did end up building, which was amazing. It took me years, but it also, I started to see it really take off pretty quickly because I was doing it consistently, and I've maintained doing it consistently. And that really is going to be like, I'm still using it consistently. It's just cool because I'm doing so many more of it in the stories now, so I don't actually feel as much pressure to post. Heather, I don't think it has to be anything. It doesn't have to be long. She asked what the description for the Facebook Live, if it matters. I don't think it matters. Truthfully, I think that you should make it a sentence or two at most and make it something relevant, and don't make it like, no, I don't know about the actual words. I would always stay away from the words sale or, you know, discount. I would never, ever, ever put a $ in a post I'm putting up. Free. Yeah, just think about it. Like, if it's something that you saw in an ad for a car dealership, does it sound like it aligns with that? If it does, then you probably don't want to post it. But consistency, or you don't want to put it in the description. The consistency is going to be a big deal because that warms up your algorithm as well. So here's my last tip for Facebook, and then Instagram, I'll hop over there. It's really not too bad. But oh no, I have one more thing about Facebook and then we'll go. But so the consistency is when you do have a post that you know is going to give value to people, and this is just a habit that you're going to have to get used to, and I'm including myself in there because I don't do it as much because I haven't had to, but now I do, so now I have to remember to do it. But if you go and warm up your algorithm before you post that good post, it's going to get seen by a lot more. So what that means is if you go and you spend 2 to 3 minutes in the stories area and you're engaging in Messenger, and then you go spend 5 to 7 minutes engaging on Facebook. And a pro tip is if you engage with the people that you want to see the post, do that for a couple minutes beforehand. And then when you drop that post, the people that you've been engaging with are physically going to see it. Like, there's actually no way around that because that's how this works. But on top of it, Facebook, the algorithm itself, like, you've warmed it up. So your score, your EdgeRank score has gone up already. So then you put a post that's also going to encourage engagement. And like, that thing can get so much more exposure, and the visibility definitely increases. And then here is the most important thing that I have learned, which is a relearning for me, and it's crazy how much it works. When you do post and you do start to see if it's a post that is getting engagement, engage right back. Don't wait. You're going to want to take the first 10 minutes of that Facebook post that has engagement, and you want to respond back, and not always just like a thanks, boo. Respond sometimes encouraging more from them, like ask them a question, this and that, because if in 10 minutes, if you have 3 people that commented and you've replied to those 3 comments, but you've also kind of encouraged them to share a little bit more about something, and then those 3 comments just turn into like 12 comments, because that's what Facebook is seeing. And you know, you've accomplished this all within 5 to 10 minutes. Guys, this could be a picture of your kid, this could be a picture of your dog, this could be a picture of an avocado, whatever the case may be. But encouraging more engagement, that early engagement factor to our posts on Facebook now are huge, and they are going to be a reason that your posts are reaching more people, and that post will continue on. I still go back after I've spent like the first 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes being very, like, I used to post and then put my phone down. Now I post, like, I get stuff done, I pick my phone up, I post, and I'm like, okay, as people comment, I'm getting right back to them. But then later on down the road, you can completely go and respond to the comments later on, and it will come back up. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm rushing through here, but we're pretty much good for, let me make sure. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go through Instagram really quick because Instagram has been a pretty powerful tool, and a lot of this is going to align with Facebook, so I'm not going to get super, super deep into this. And I do want to also let you guys know all of the information I just shared from you, I literally found off YouTube, and that's true. Like, I found it a couple weeks ago, started using it to make sure it worked before I wanted to share it with people. And there you go. This is one, well, the Instagram stuff is what I'm going to talk about. Facebook one of the girls in our team actually found that for us a couple weeks ago, and we all started using it, and it's working. So if in the event this is a lot and overwhelming for you, you still can actually just go and Google and YouTube search and get more information on your own. But so Instagram is just a different app, a different form of social media, and it utilizes something called hashtags a whole lot more. Hashtags are something that's pretty much like going to sync everyone up. If you click that hashtag, anyone else that's used that hashtag before is going to see that post. It'll come up in the search. But the goal of Instagram, to use it for our purposes, is using those hashtags. You want your post to be very highly engaged, so it ends up higher up in that when someone clicks the hashtag. Excuse me. I'm like losing my breath. That was weird. But same thing with Facebook, goes with Instagram here. You want to make sure your profile page is public so people can actually see your posts. It does have an algorithm as well. So as people are engaging on your posts, it's going to show it to other people as well. The hashtag there, let's see. So I was talking to Alexis a little bit about this earlier, asking some of her tips because she's been very intentional about learning more about Instagram as well right now. And so the hashtags are going to be a pretty important part. And I wanted to give you an app that I found because a lot of times we're not sure what to hashtag. And I found a good app called Focal Mark, Focal. Hold on. That gives you tips per like whatever it is that you're trying to post, of what good hashtags would be. And then it would even let you copy and paste it. Now, a thing with the hashtags, you don't want to use the same hashtags on every post because that looks like a bot and that looks spammy. But when you are creating a post, you're going to want to use hashtags. You can use up to 30, but they're recommending doing 24 to like 28 tops, because if someone does a comment and then they put a hashtag in that comment, it actually won't allow the comment to go because you've tapped out. Another thing that you will want to do is when you are posting on Instagram and you're getting comments, the same exact thing will apply here. You want to do that early engagement and you want to go and start replying really quickly. And it's because the weight of that, the value of that post will go up with the most comments that you have on it. And another cool thing that I learned as well, which makes a ton of sense, I realized. So we now have the ability to post like different size pictures, and you could do like a landscape and you can like size it to make everything fit. But a portrait view, which is not just a square, it's like the longer, like the rectangle like that, those are getting a lot more eyes because it actually has like it takes up more real estate on Instagram basically, and it's more eye catching. So people engage more on those. There's like actual statistics that people engage more on portrait style versus when we're trying to do a square or like more of the horizontal size. So I was like, I didn't know that, but it's true because I've been trying it and I see it. But so utilize the filters that are in Instagram, obviously, the shapes of your image, and the more real estate will matter. And now here's another tip too that I think is awesome. You can now archive your posts. So here's the thing. Ketone's amazing, but I have found that if I'm scrolling someone's page and I think that they're funny because of a meme they put, but then I see that they're selling stuff, I swear I don't follow those people sometimes because of it. Like, and then down the road, they'll catch me sometimes. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that you were selling this lipstick that now I need 18 of them. And then I'll buy 18, don't get me wrong, but it's because I don't notice it. So something I've been doing is I will post about ketones on Instagram. Like I do it all the time, but I don't leave it up. I don't delete it. I just archive it. I just make it go away. You can archive pictures on Instagram now if you want. So if you want to kind of make sure that your Instagram is looking aesthetically how you want it to look, if there's something that's like real in there that maybe you're like, I don't know what to do, you can delete it if you want, or you can even just archive it to keep it clean. And then it looks far less salesy. So now what you are able to do as well, which is awesome, is you can physically click on a hashtag and it will bring you to this new area, or up top, I think it's under Discover or Explore. You can follow hashtags. So me, I follow Black Labs Matter, and my entire newsfeed is a bunch of Black Lab puppies, like all the time, and it's awesome. You wanna know how many ketones I've sold to Black Lab owners because of this, guys? Because all I do is like and go absolutely ballistic because their dogs are so freaking cute, and I comment and I tell them and we message. Like, I know all these dogs at this point and their owners because of this, but they're buying ketones from me on top of it, and I have never once asked them about it. So you can go and follow specific hashtags that are interesting to you, and you can 100% increase your reach by that and your followers by that. And another thing, like, that's organic engagement. Those are real connections I've made with real people. So you're going to be focusing with Instagram on developing and building relationships and engagement. And then another cool thing that we are able to do when you do post things about ketones, or like this reboot, like I have some couple extra reboots here. I am definitely going to be doing a giveaway on a reboot, like definitely, because I'm asking for engagement in that post. And I already know for a fact that post is going to get a ton of likes, a ton of comments, and it's just going to get me more exposure, which will also get me more followers. So yeah, it might be one reboot that I end up throwing out there. And that's just me. Like, guys, it could be anything. Like, ask for engagement and people will give it to you, I have come to find, as long as you're not like, you know, if you're not super spammy about it. But so last thing here, and I'm just glazing over this because really, like, there's about 18 YouTube videos you can find on everything I'm telling you right now for sure. But figuring out the analytics of your Facebook is going to be awesome. And what that means is just finding out what time works and what time doesn't work for people. So I can be really intentional about posting, you know, this awesome post that I know is just like, seriously, like I have a really good reboot picture. I wanted to post it earlier. I'm like, it's 11 a.m. I don't really get much engagement around that time. So I was going to wait till lunchtime, but then I know like I was doing this and, you know, I won't be able to reply. So figuring out what time works the best for you and what time people are responding to is going to be really helpful. And you're really going to find that out by just trying. If you're a mom, I have found that a lot of Saturday mornings, very early when people are woken up because their kids are woken up for no reason that early in the morning, a lot of moms are on their couch scrolling. So those were kind of when I would do like my panty dropper post, my like, hey, I've, you know, burned 8 pounds of body fat. This is insane, blah, 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 blah. Like, and the engagement comes rolling in because I know people are sipping coffee, they're scrolling. Sunday evening, a lot of people are dreading going to work the next day. So 10:30, 11 o'clock, they're just watching, they're on social media. If you, again, just from parenting perspective, because this is what I know. Oh my God, Selena, yes, mid-afternoon as moms are waiting to pick their kids up. Or you think about at the end of the day when the kids have gone to bed and you're just sitting on your couch, like I freaking survived. You know, everyone is sitting on their couch. Exactly. Everyone's sitting on their couch scrolling. I don't care who you say you are, unless you're watching This Is Us, because apparently that's the reason that you all disconnected last night. But I won't watch that show because I don't like crying. So yeah. So that's social media in a nutshell. I know it's a ton, guys. So that's why I encourage you definitely review the notes. Watch this a couple more times for sure. When in doubt, literally just start trying things. And if you see it's not working, it's not working. And that's okay. No, Heather, I won't watch it. I already love people. I don't need to cry. So I'm good. But yeah, if anything, just understand that this will take time. It's just going to build, and it's an awesome thing. It's an awesome, valuable tool that we have. And I think if you're doing it right, you can really, really share what we have to give people through our lifestyle, through our community and our culture. And we can all be the Prüvit brand without having to be like Instagram models. Like, we don't have to do that. We can just be exactly who we are, perfect as we are, share authentically, and build connections with people who want to be around us. And in the middle of that, you're going to find that you're selling ketones, and it almost doesn't feel like you're using social media to sell ketones. It's pretty cool. So I hope that this helped you guys. I hope it was of value. And I will have the link, the recording go out in a bit. And if I can get some feedback from people, if there's anything specific that you guys want to know more of, you know, I can make sure that I can do something like this again soon as an update, because you guys are all beasts and your teams are growing so fast. So, you know, maybe they'll want to hear it too. But you're very welcome, guys. You're all awesome. Enjoy your day eating your food, rebooters. See ya.